Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Animal Kingdom Season 5 premiere review. It is here, it has happened, and we're pretty happy about it for the most part.
I'm so glad this is back. What's really so crazy about it is that it's been like 2 years since the last season premiered. I'm actually, for once, really grateful that they had sort of the extended previously on package leading into all of this. And they jumped us right back into everything. There wasn't really that much of a time jump, much of anything else, just like straight up chaos.
Yeah, which was what I was hoping for with this show. I mean, I was a little bit worried that there would be a bit of a time jump after everything that happened with Smurf. Spoilers ahead, of course. There's going to be tons of spoilers in this video, so buckle up.
I am buckled up. I am strapped in. I've got like every bit of protective gear possible because they chose violence in this premiere a lot.
Oh, yes, they did.
All right, well, if you guys do enjoy this particular video, hit that subscribe button. We are going to be your go-to source for Animal Kingdom all season long. We'll have reviews, we'll preview some stuff, we'll offer up some theories, and we don't want you guys to miss out on that discussion.
Yeah, every single Sunday after the episode, we're going to have a review up here at the channel, so hit that subscribe button and don't miss out.
All right, so just let's start big picture here. Our thumbs up or thumbs down on the premiere? Was it worth the 2-year wait?
Okay, here's the thing. There was a lot that I really liked about it, and then there was the whole fight sequence in the dark that I couldn't really see that gave me Game of Thrones Season 8 fight sequence where I was just kind of like, what's happening? Who is that? And I was kind of like, at first I thought, maybe I'm just too old and it's too dark and my eyes are not that great that I couldn't see what was going on. And I was kind of like that crotchety old lady that was like, what is happening? But I mean, sort of the more it went on, the more I was kind of like, no, this is too dark.
It's too dark. My vision is bad. I'm not going to pretend like it's not. I mean, I would probably have problems even if it was a little bit more lit. But it was just, I couldn't really understand what was going on for a little bit too long during it. And I know a lot of naysayers on this point will be like, oh, it's night. Is it supposed to be dark? And I'm like, yeah, of course it's supposed to be dark. But you can put different lighting in there just to make sure you give it that effect, but also that we can fully kind of understand. Because there was a lot that was going on in all of there, and it would have been great to see all of it.
Yeah, there are ways around this to be able to shoot like a night scene, whatever it may be, a fight, whatever it is, where you can give the audience better vision. And one of those ideas is we had Odin going in there and they all had night vision. Okay, yeah. You could have shown it from their perspective for us that we could see at least what's going on from where they are. You can also get some more lights in there. There is a way to light it and have light sources. Even if you pull all the power down, there are ways to make this happen for us. So that part, I was a little bit disappointed in that because it seemed like this was a very, very cool shootout, but I couldn't see it.
What I will say I really loved is that, we've already made it clear we're big Pope fans. Like we said in the preview, he's one of the most fascinating characters on all of TV.
Yep, he is.
I think this entire episode is sort of wrapped around this idea of who Pope was because of Smurf and who Pope wants to be now that Smurf isn't there. He is the ultimate sort of unpredictable guy, and him not pulling the trigger in that just burial ground that was sort of put together, which was really horrific. But
yeah, I mean, Matt has said before last season he wasn't the biggest fan of all the Smurf flashbacks, but it really worked in this episode because we got to see young Pope played by an actor named Houston, who was incredible. He is really good in this role. This is not an easy role. I'm not even gonna pretend that it is. But we got to see sort of how easily Smurf was able to control him into doing dirty work, even from a very, very young age. I mean, he's got to be like 9, 10, 8, very young. She's got him pickpocketing people, stealing candy, all with just a touch of her hand. She's sending him out to go protect his sister and drown another kid. I mean, very, very, very good control over, you're going to do this with just a touch or just a look. So when we got to the very end of this episode where Pope was like fighting within himself, we had sort of this extended family of Popes that has come back. They wanted their gold back. Okay, here's your gold back. Now they want revenge. They came in this big shootout. Okay, Pope is like, all right, I'm going to take care of this. He takes care of some of them, but the one person who's part of his family is kind of like, hey, your dad's buried on our property. If you ever wanted to come back, you're welcome to come back, kind of thing. And then all of a sudden they're at their house and shooting it up. So he really did have that struggle at the end. Should I shoot this guy? I've known him like a minute, but he is my family. Am I still under Smurf's control even though she's gone? Man, I don't know. Very fascinating.
Yeah, I love this scene. I feel like it establishes that at least Pope wants to be a different person. I don't know if he's going to be able to continue on whatever path that this is, but that pool scene you mentioned where all Smurf had to do was to say Pope or Andrew, and then that was it. It was almost like she had put him through this like weird psychological training program, and I think it's just sort of a nice reminder of how messed up this guy really, really is, to the point where none of his other siblings or, Jay can fully comprehend or understand that.
Yeah, I think his other siblings and Jay really do not understand his relationship with Smurf. Like, even they had cremated her, and the other guys are sitting around being like, what should we do? Should we bury her? Should we roll her up and smoke her? And just the look on Pope's face when something like that was suggested, like, he was pissed. He was hurt. You saw him in the garage just holding her ashes just close to his heart. This is going to be a very good season for Pope. I feel like we're going to see a lot of struggles within himself, of how he's been brought up now that Smurf is not there, that attachment is not there, but how attached he's still going to be. This is going to be the year of Pope. I feel it.
I think it needs to be, honestly, at this point, because with Ellen Barkin not on the show anymore, it feels kind of like Sean Atasi's kind of he's sort of the lead of Animal Kingdom now. Yeah. He's got to carry more of the material, and I think he's a great actor. I think he's more than capable of doing it. I will say this: let's put Jay at that burial ground instead of Pope. That dude is dead. Like, there's no question to me that Jay kills him.
Oh, for sure, for absolute sure.
And like that's good to me with this show, is that they are finding ways to sort of differentiate all these people still, and they need to sort of do that, and they need to kind of cultivate this family conflict, which I assume is going to keep blossoming and blossoming outward.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a pretty big change in a lot of these characters, even from last season to this season. I mean, look at Craig, just that scene where they're eating basically Smurf's last meal that she's made that was in the fridge, where it was like, oh man, this is the last lasagna. Did anybody get the recipe? Maybe my kid might want to have grandma's lasagna. And just a look from Daren being like, grandma's lasagna? Like, who are you? But things are changing for him.
I like Daddy Craig. I feel like this is
oh dear, we can call him Daddy Craig this season.
I am gonna walk back Daddy Craig so fast like nobody's business, but you know what? I said it once. I cannot take that away. I will not edit it out. But Craig, as a father, is going to be a very different sort of person within this world, and I think that's gonna be sort of fun to see. He's got something to lose in the game now. He actually has to be careful when he goes out on these jobs.
Yeah, and I mean, overall, though, I didn't necessarily feel like this moved the overall story that much. It really did, at least kind of in some ways, tie up, I think, what was going to be going on with Pope's cousins, because they're all dead now except for this one. I actually thought for a moment, and I don't know why, that once he gave back the gold and the two of them were talking in the car, where it was like, okay, listen, you guys lost something, we lost Smurf, the gold is back in your hands, we're square. I was kind of like, they are square, like, it's done, like, let it go. So to see them come back, I was kind of like, really? Would they really come back for this? I'm not sure. I feel like they kind of would take the gold and go.
Yeah, I kind of struggled with that a little bit because I understand there's probably some more aggro guys in this family than some other ones, but you guys did get what you asked for, and it's not exactly as though everyone within your own side of the family was on the straight and narrow here. You had to know this was going to end very badly. Why risk your own lives?
Yeah, especially even in that apartment scene where they were like, oh, Smurf has another apartment kind of thing. They were really specific where they were kind of like, we came here for the gold and now we're getting the gold. Like, what else is there? None of them were like, oh, we're here for the revenge kind of thing. You lost somebody, we lost somebody. You got your gold back, bye-bye. Okay, like, why are you guys back later? What are you actually there for? And that's where my frustration came in with the scene being so dark.
Yeah.
Was it revenge? Were they looking for more money? Something else? Like, I couldn't see.
Yeah, we could have had more context there, and there's a couple other moments throughout this episode that I kind of find myself like grasping at and sort of wondering at. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the scene of Daren trying to explain to the police what's going on, and he's like, oh, we were playing a really loud shooting game, and I'm just sort of...
Sure you were, Daren.
Yeah, and I understand, Daren's got a little bit of assistance here in making this problem go away, but still, if you are the other cops that are on the scene here, how just dense do you have to be to take this one cop's word that, it's really just the shooting game that was going on all this time. I'm gonna mosey on my way back out of here.
Yeah, for sure. But there was like one bit of dialogue there that made it very clear sort of what was going on in this scene. And it was Daren talking to the cop and the cop saying, listen, when Smurf was running this, like it wasn't like this. You guys need to get it together. And that moment where, you could see it on Daren's face where he's like, we do have to get it together. This is out of control already. She's been gone for like a minute.
Yeah, and you said this in the preview for this season, that Daren is really the person who is probably the most actually capable of running this like some sort of legitimate operation.
Yeah, they need somebody that's going to be in charge. And from all the previews, it looks like that is going to be a big theme this season. Who's going to be in charge? Who's going to step up? Who's going to lead the Codys? And for me, the obvious choice is Daren. He's the most level-headed. He's the one who's going to be able to deal with the cops the best. I mean, let's use your Jay example. If Jay was there with the cops, how was that going to go down? He wasn't necessarily going to shoot them.
Yeah.
But he's not that believable because he's so tense.
Yeah. Jay is maniacal. Jay is the guy you want pulling the strings. He's sort of like the crazy chef you want in the back, like making this awesome souffle, but you're not going to send him out there to the customers where he's going to like babble on some really weird stuff and freak them out.
Yeah, they've got a couple people that are able to go talk to people. I mean, you've got Daren. Craig is very charming. He can be kind of an idiot, but if you tell him what to say, he can be very charming. But you're not going to send Pope out to talk to people, and you're certainly not going to send Jay out to talk to people.
The other big question mark I had with this episode, and I'm not saying I needed to have Angela on the show again or anything like that. She wasn't the greatest character in the world, but they just totally like yada yada Angela in this premiere, and it's like they referenced her. She's just suddenly gone, and nobody seems to mind.
I don't mind either. She was not a character that I enjoyed at all last season. I'm not sad to see her off the show, and if they had decided not to even mention her at all, I would have been fine with it. She never really fit in a way that made sense for me. So goodbye, Angela. We're all moving on.
Yeah, it does kind of seem like that is the case at this point, because it's like everyone else has got plenty of their own stuff going on to deal with. I do wish, kind of what you said earlier, that we had more like movement forward in this episode. It almost felt like an addition to the season 4 finale rather than like the part of a new story, a new chapter.
Yeah, I also would have liked a little bit more, and maybe that'll come in the next episode, where they go back to Smurf's apartment that they didn't know was there, because clearly she had like pictures of Julia and all these different passports and whatever's going on there, and it felt like a place that she could go to remember her and feel about her or think about her or just be, the mother of someone who, where she has lost somebody. But there's got to be a little bit more to it, I think, for the Sons and Jay to go back there and kind of be like, what was really going on here? Because this could also be a season where we got all these Smurf flashbacks, remembering Smurf and what Smurf meant to them and sort of what Smurf was doing that was more of a mother or a grandmother or an anything. Like, where did she actually fit as a family member, and that loss of a family member and a head of a family?
I think we're gonna see a good bit at that apartment if I had to sort of theorize here, because that name Pamela Johnson is out there as the person who sort of holds Smurf's estate now, and I think that apartment's got to be linked to that in some way. There's got to be information. There's got to just get further along this story, because this is sort of where I want to see things go.
Yeah, because now it seems that all the boys know about this will and what's going to be going on. So besides the apartment, I'm hoping that some more secrets are going to come out from this. I mean, it's possible. Who knows? Smurf has lots of secrets.
Let's just hope it is dark. It is exciting. We're thrilled to have Animal Kingdom back.
Yeah, overall, good premiere. There was a lot of really good stuff in it.
And speaking of good stuff, we are also covering at the channel Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, coming up later this summer.
Yep.
Got American Horror Story and American Horror Stories.
Yeah, that's starting up too next week. We'll have reviews of that up here at the channel. Also, Big Brother.
Yes.
If you're watching Big Brother 23, we have tons of coverage about that.
We've got a very, very fun summer. We hope you guys are on board for all of it. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you here next time.